Last time we were together, we talked about how negative self talk can influence us in becoming a negative person, and yet we know that is not the real us. We live behind a mask that maybe developed because of bad experiences, a bad childhood, bad relationships. Today, we're going to take a step and see how to improve. Welcome back.
And maybe this doesn't pertain to what you're going through, but maybe this might help someone else. And you can pass the information on to someone who may be going through a situation of, just can't get out of this negativity. What can we do? So, this tool, what I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, is called a mindful the mindful attention awareness scale. And so let's start there. The reason why I want to start with a tool, a measurement tool, is because sometimes we don't know where to start. I mean, it just seems like the whole world, our world, is just so dark. And we don't give ourselves credit for what we are successful in. It takes a lot of energy to work through all this conglomeration of stress, of anxiety, sleeplessness. So let's start with a tool. I'm going to see if I can pull my screen up here. I have a whiteboard that I prepared. And so I'm going to ask you questions. And then you take a piece of paper and write down the number that's associated with a scale I'm going to give you. So let me pull up the whiteboard. Okay. Hopefully you're seeing the whiteboard. Okay. And if you're not seeing the whiteboard, no worries. We can still do this. So what I'm going to do is read off 15 questions. And then on your paper, you're going to write down, if you don't mind, the responses, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. 1 meaning almost always, 2 meaning very frequently, 3 meaning somewhat frequently, 4 somewhat infrequently, 5 very infrequently, and 6 almost never. The goal of this is to become aware of our attention, our mindfulness attention. Okay, so the reason why I just have, I wanted to have like a visual for you so that you can refer to, but if you can't see the whiteboard, that's okay. We still can do this. I'm going to read the instructions and I'll read the questions. Again, I will have the link to this tool in a description. Okay, so It says, below is a collection of statements about your everyday experience. I'm going to read those statements. Using the 1 to 6 scale below, please indicate how frequently or infrequently you currently have each experience. Please answer according to what really reflects your experience rather than what you think your experience should be. Please treat each item separately from every other item. Okay, number 1. I could be experiencing some emotion and not be conscious of it until sometime later. Okay, so just put a number that correlates with your answer. 1, almost always. 2, very frequently. 3, somewhat frequently. 4, somewhat infrequently. 5, very infrequently. And 6, almost never. Okay, so I'm not going to, reread the scale, but I'll just say choose from 1 to 6, meaning 6 is the almost never, and then 1 is the almost always. Okay. I break or spill things because of carelessness, not paying attention, or thinking of something else. So you want to write your choice and a number between 1 to 6. Three, I find it difficult to stay focused on what's happening in the present. Okay, you write your response there, 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Number 4, I tend to walk quickly to get to where I'm going without paying attention to what I experience along the way. Number 5, I tend not to notice feelings of physical tension or discomfort until they really grab my attention. Number 6, I forget a person's name almost as soon as I've been told it for the first time. Number 7, it seems I am running on automatic without much awareness of what I am doing. Number 8, I rush through activities without being really attentive to them. Number 9, I get so focused on the goal I want to achieve that I lose touch with what I'm doing right now to get there. Number 10, we're almost finished. I do jobs or tasks automatically without being aware of what I'm doing. Number 11, I find myself listening to someone with one ear doing something else at the same time. Number 12, I drive places on automatic pilot and then wonder why I went there. Number 13, I find myself preoccupied with the future or the past. Number 14, I find myself doing things without paying attention. And number 15, I snack without being aware that I'm eating. And so there's 15 questions. And so to come up with the score, simply compute, add up all the totals of your score, and then there's 15 items. So you want to get the average. So you add up the total and then divide by 15, and that would be your score. So the higher the number is, the more you use your mindfulness trait, the more you're aware of your attention. The lower your score is, it means there's room to grow. So that's what that means. So I'm going to stop sharing the tool. Okay. So that's a place to start. Don't worry about adding up your score now. If you want to take a moment, maybe I can see some people are adding up their score. Whatever score you get, it's a place, a baseline place, okay? This is not a test. This is not something that you pass or you fail. Even if you got a high score, there's still areas where we can grow. And that is the purpose of the tool, to see where we can grow in our mindfulness and our attention. Now, after we've done that tool, I'd like to ask you to just take a breath, just a nice deep breath in your nose and out your mouth.
This mindful attention awareness scale, which is abbreviated MAAS, developed by Brown and Ryan. The purpose is to help us understand our core characteristics of mindfulness. And the core, the basic skill or tool of mindfulness is the awareness, to bring our attention to become aware of what is occurring, what's going on right now in the present. And it helps us just to find out where on the 15 items, where to focus in on. And so that's why this is not a test. It's just a way of helping us focus and zero in on where we can do better at bringing our attention when we're practicing mindfulness. And so, like for me, as I was reading you these questions, I know for a fact that one of the items on the scale I really need to focus my attention on. And I didn't realize it until it was written out in words. It's like, oh, I do that. And so realizing that, that's something that I can work on to increase my attention scale. Slow down and just being aware of that item is a starting point. And so how often are we involved in our life so much, so busy, or behind that mask that we rush through things so that we don't find out who the person is, who we really are behind our mask. And that's another topic we can talk about later. Are we ready to face the person behind the mask? But first, let's see where we're at so that we know where we can improve. The next time we come together, we're going to put everything that we've talked about, everything that we've learned, into a practice. And it's going to be a practice that when you're finished, this will be real for you. It will, I hope, touch a special part in yourself where you will have the ability to take the first step in being aware of what's going on right now, and without judgment against yourself or others, and realize that it's time now to take a step to see the beautiful you. Thank you for joining me. And this is the end of part 2.
Can you fix me something to eat, please?
Okay, what do you want?
Can you fix me something to eat, please?
Okay, what do you want?
Can you fix me something to eat, please?
Okay, what do you want? Hi, Green. How are you doing? So good to hear from you.
Can you fix me something to eat, please?
Okay, I'll have something for you when you get home. And you know what they say, if I fix you a fish, you'll eat for a day. But if I write you a book, you'll have it for the rest of your days. Get your copy, Can You Fix Me Something to Eat, today. Available in paperback and ebook through Kindle Books. This is no ordinary cookbook. This book has humor. It has the history of noodles. It has different safety tips. You know, things that even though us mothers were fixing our children food, sometimes things were missed out because we were busy fixing their food, they were busy studying. Get your copy and share it with your college student or young adult. Share the love. Have a great day.